This might be the most disturbing celebrity leak of the year. Jason Lee, the man known for turning Hollywood secrets into viral firestorms, has just dropped a bombshell that could shatter.
When they were here last time, him and Chrisean was pregnant. Y'all were doing all that smoking and drinking here in the thing.
Chrisean rocks world forever, and this time, it's about her baby Chrisean Jr. For weeks, rumors have been swirling about Junior's health. Fans noticed subtle clues, hospital visits, cryptic posts, and Chrisean's sudden social media disappearances. But nobody had concrete proof. Until now, in a shocking late-night live stream, Jason Lee claimed he had exclusive medical documents, insider audio, and even personal messages that allegedly reveal a heartbreaking truth Chrisean has been hiding from the world. Junior's brain condition might be far more serious than she's admitted. And it's not just the medical revelations that have people gasping. Jason hinted that the real reason Chrisean kept this a secret involves a dangerous mix of family drama, financial pressure, and a dark past she thought was buried. The internet exploded within minutes. Fans are demanding answers. Blueface is throwing shade. And Chrisean, she hasn't said a single word. But the silence might not last. Because what Jason Lee just put out there,
turning her life around after Blueface, because now apparently this week they're off. While Blueface remains in the California prison, Chrisean is trying to convince us that she's moving on from Blue Circus and she finds herself back in the church. And she's been seen crying and singing in church with a new song called Yahweh, on which she reveals that she's left her old life.
Could ruin her career, destroy her family, change how the world sees her forever. Long before Jason Lee's late-night live stream sent shockwaves through social media, Chrisean Rock was already one of the most polarizing figures in entertainment. She had built her brand on chaos, a whirlwind mix of raw talent, public meltdowns, viral fights, and a love story with Blueface that was as toxic as it was captivating. Fans didn't just follow Chrisean for her music. They followed her life like it was a reality show playing out in real time. From her first viral breakout moment, when she lost a tooth in a fight defending Blueface, to her roller coaster appearances on reality TV, Chrisean cultivated an image of fearless authenticity. But with that came a constant shadow. Controversy followed her like a second skin. Every relationship, every feud, every heartbreak, nothing was off limits, nothing was private. Or so we thought. The turning point came earlier this year when Chrisean announced to the world that she had given birth to her first child, a boy she named Chrisean Jr. The moment was emotional, raw, and instantly went viral. But even then, something felt off. In the Instagram lives and videos that followed, fans noticed Chrisean often spoke in vague terms about her son's health. She posted clips from hospital rooms without explaining why she was there. She talked about doctor appointments, but quickly changed the subject. And that's when the whispers started. Was Junior okay? Why did she always look stressed in her posts? Why were there so many late-night hospital visits? Still, Chrisean pushed forward, leaning into motherhood as a redemption arc in her public narrative. Her fans rallied around her, praising her strength and determination. But behind the scenes, insiders now claim a much darker story was unfolding, one that she was fighting desperately to keep hidden. Enter Jason Lee. For those unfamiliar, Jason Lee is the founder of Hollywood Unlocked and one of the most feared names in celebrity gossip. He posts it, you can bet it's going to trend, and if he says he has receipts, it usually means the story is about to blow wide open. He's exposed cheating scandals, feuds, and industry secrets that others wouldn't dare touch. And when he set his sights on Chrisean, fans knew something explosive was coming. According to Jason, he began digging after hearing whispers from a credible medical source who claimed to know details about Junior's condition. At first, he says he dismissed it until a second source came forward with what Jason describes as undeniable proof. The leak didn't happen all at once. Jason teased it for days on his social media, posting cryptic captions like, "Sometimes The truth hurts more than the lies. Y'all's favorite girl ain't telling y'all everything about that baby. Fans speculated wildly. Was it about Blueface? Was it about custody? No one guessed that it would center on Junior's health. Meanwhile, Chrisean's life was as turbulent as ever. She was spotted arguing with Blueface outside a recording studio. She posted tearful rants on Instagram about fake friends and people preying on her downfall. And she continued to post photos of Junior, always smiling, but often from hospital rooms or with tubes and wires just barely out of frame. What makes this even more complex is Chrisean's relationship with her family. Her mother has been openly critical of her lifestyle, and her siblings have aired out dirty laundry in public before. According to insiders, not everyone in her family agrees with how she's handled Junior's care, or the fact that she's kept certain details from the public. It's family tension, Jason Lee claims, plays a major role in why she stayed quiet. And here's where things start to get even messier. Blueface, who has a complicated and often hostile relationship with Chrisean, has been dropping his own cryptic messages. Just a week before Jason's leak, he posted, "Some people care more about how it looks than how it really is." At the time, fans thought it was just another jab in their ongoing drama. But in light of Jason's allegations, many now believe Blueface was hinting at something deeper, maybe even trying to distance himself before the news broke. By the time Jason Lee went live, the stage was perfectly set. The rumors were already swirling, the tension was sky high, and Chrisean's silence was only adding fuel to the fire. All it would take was one spark to set the entire situation ablaze. Jason Lee was that spark, and when he opened his mouth that night, the words he spoke would not only confirm the fears of many fans, they would paint a picture far more tragic and complicated than anyone had imagined. Because according to Jason, what Chrisean has been hiding about Junior's brain condition isn't just a personal matter. It's a story tangled in secrecy, family betrayal, and choices that could haunt her forever. The moment Jason Lee's live stream began, you could feel the tension in the air. Over 100,000 viewers tuned in within the first 5 minutes. The chat scrolling so fast it was impossible to read. People knew something big was coming, but no one could have predicted the level of detail or the emotional gut punch Jason was about to deliver. He opened with a pause, letting the silence hang heavy before saying, "This is not about gossip tonight. This is about truth. And it's a truth some of you aren't ready for." Jason explained that for weeks, he had been sitting on information regarding Chrisean Rock's son, Junior. He said it wasn't his intention to hurt a child, but he believed the public had a right to know. Especially because, according to him, Chrisean's silence wasn't about protecting Junior's privacy. It was about protecting her image. The first bombshell came when Jason claimed to have obtained official hospital reports confirming that Junior had been diagnosed with a rare neurological condition shortly after birth. The documents allegedly detailed developmental delays, possible seizures, and the need for specialized care. Jason didn't read the medical terminology in full, but he described it as a condition that will require lifelong management. The live chat exploded. Messages of shock, disbelief, and anger flooded in. Some fans accused Jason of crossing a line. Others demanded he show proof. Jason, clearly prepared for the backlash, pulled out his trump card, screenshots dot on the screen, appeared blurred out medical forms, names, dates, and personal details hidden but with just enough visible to match the timeline of Chrisean's frequent hospital visits. Jason claimed these came from someone inside the facility who could no longer stay quiet. And then came the second wave of revelations, leaked voice notes allegedly between Chrisean and a close family member. In the audio, a voice that sounded unmistakably like Chrisean said, "If people find out what's really going on with Junior, they're gonna say, I'm a bad mom. They won't understand that I'm doing everything I can. The voice then mentioned concerns about public judgment, sponsors pulling out and losing opportunities if her image shifted from wild, unfiltered star to struggling single mother of a sick child. Jason stopped the audio after that line, shaking his head, This isn't about being a bad mom. It's about honesty. And she's letting the internet paint one picture when the reality is very different. By this point, fans on Twitter were already clipping the live stream, posting hashtags like #PrayForJunior and #ChrisEan lied. The story was trending within minutes, but just when people thought they'd heard the worst of it, Jason dropped the first twist, one that changed the conversation entirely. According to Jason, the family member in the leaked audio wasn't just any relative. It was Chrisean's own mother. And in a separate message Jason claimed to have, her mother accused Chrisean of refusing certain treatments for Junior because she didn't want to relocate or commit to the hospital's strict care schedule. Jason, read the alleged message out loud. She's more worried about traveling, performing, and being in the spotlight than sitting in that hospital every day. That baby needs stability, not cameras. The chat went into meltdown. Fans who had been defending Chrisean moments earlier were suddenly demanding answers. Others accused Jason of exploiting a private family matter for clout. But Jason wasn't done. He hinted that there was more, saying, "What I showed you tonight is just the surface. If Chrisean doesn't address this, I'm going to release the rest. And trust me, the rest will make you look at her in a whole new way." As the live ended, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok became a war zone. Blueface posted a single emoji and nothing else, sending fans into speculation overdrive. Some claimed this was proof he already knew. Others argued he was just enjoying the chaos. Meanwhile, Chrisean remained completely silent. No tweets, no lives, no posts. And that silence only made the speculation grow louder, because now it wasn't just about Junior's health. It was about whether Chrisean had been deliberately hiding the truth to protect her career. If Jason really did have even more explosive evidence waiting to drop, and just when it seemed like the narrative couldn't get any darker, a completely unexpected player stepped into the drama. Ready to blow the lid off everything. The internet had barely caught its breath from Jason Lee's live when another name entered the battlefield. And this time, it was someone no one expected. Blueface's mother, Carlisa Saffold. Within hours of Jason's broadcast, Carlisa went live on Instagram, sipping wine and grinning like she had been waiting for this moment all along. Her tone wasn't sympathetic, it was scathing. "Y'all acting like Jason just said something new?" She began, "We've been new about Junior's condition. The problem is, Chrisean don't want y'all to know because she's built this whole brand on being the strong mama who's got it under control. But behind the scenes, baby, it's chaos." She didn't stop there. Carlisa claimed she had text messages from months ago where Chrisean allegedly told Blueface she didn't want sad baby stories circulating online because it would ruin the vibe of her music and social media. Carlisa waved her phone at the camera, scrolling through messages so quickly that viewers screen recorded every frame. The supposed texts read, "I don't want people thinking I can't handle my own kid. So the second they find out about the seizures, they're gonna make me look like I'm crying for sympathy. I'm not doing that." Fans immediately began debating, were these real or just Carlisa stirring the pot like she's been known to do? But then the real curveball hit halfway through her live. Carlisa claimed Blueface's sister had also been trying to warn people about Junior's health for weeks, but that every time she posted about it, Chrisean allegedly called her jealous and obsessed. "They'll say I'm messy for this," Carlisa continued. "But I'm tired of seeing that baby in and out of hospitals while she's flying to shows and doing interviews like everything's perfect. Ain't nothing perfect." As the clip went viral, #ChrisEan explains started trending on Twitter. People demanded she speak up. The comments ranged from concerned fans begging for the truth, to brutal critics calling her selfish and image-obsessed. Then came the shocking reveal, and it didn't come from Jason or Carissa. It came from an anonymous TikTok account claiming to be a nurse at the very hospital where Junior had been treated. The account posted a blurred video showing what appeared to be hospital intake forms with the name Junior Malone and a list of medications. The nurse's distorted voice said, "This isn't about attacking a mom. This is about making sure the child gets consistent care. From what I've seen, he misses treatments. There are gaps in his visits. And it's not because of the hospital, it's because of travel and scheduling conflicts." The video exploded across social media before TikTok took it down, likely due to privacy violations. But by then, it had been re-uploaded to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube dozens of times. Within hours, entertainment blogs were running headlines like "Insider Nurse Speaks Out," "Junior's Care Being Compromised," "Chrisean Rock Facing Backlash." Over alleged neglect of son's medical needs, Carlissa confirms Jason Lee's receipts. Family at war over Junior, and yet Chrisean still said nothing. Blueface, on the other hand, added more fuel to the fire. In a late-night tweet, he wrote, "I told y'all. It's not always what it seems." Fans dissected every word, wondering if he was siding with Jason and Carlissa or simply enjoying Chrisean's public downfall. Industry figures also began weighing in. Reality TV star Hazley posted on Instagram, "We all love Chrisean, but being a mom means being transparent when it comes to your child's health, especially when you're living your whole life in the public eye." Meanwhile, a fake but very convincing Hollywood Unlocked exclusive screenshot started circulating, claiming Jason Lee had more voice notes from Chrisean. Ones that allegedly detailed her frustrations about the hospital bills and her fear that people will start GoFundMes without my permission and make me look broke. By this point, the story wasn't just trending, it was dominating the entire celebrity gossip cycle. Every outlet, every blog, every shade room was running their own take. And just when everyone thought they had the full picture, whispers began about a second leak. This time, not about Junior's medical condition, but about how those hospitals' documents got out in the first place. Because according to a fresh round of insider DMs being posted on Twitter, the person who allegedly gave Jason Lee the initial hospital receipts wasn't a random nurse at all. It was someone much closer to Chrisean. By sunrise, the story had reached nuclear levels online. Every major gossip page, hip-hop blog, and entertainment news outlet had picked up the drama, but the public wasn't unified. It was split down the middle, creating a brutal digital war zone. On one side were the hashtag Protect Junior supporters, fans, and parents who believed Jason Lee, Carlissa, and the alleged nurse were doing the right thing by exposing the truth. They argued that transparency could bring Chrisean the right kind of help and push her to prioritize her son's health over her music career. Tweets like these went viral. "This isn't about dragging Chrisean. It's about that baby getting the consistent care he needs. Y'all keep making excuses for celebrity parents until it's too late." If this was any regular mom, people would be demanding CPS investigate. Fame shouldn't give you a pass. On the other side was the hashtag #LeaveChrisEan Alone movement, fiercely loyal fans who saw this as nothing more than a coordinated smear campaign. They insisted Jason Lee was clout chasing, Carlissa was notoriously messy, and the so-called nurse was violating serious privacy laws. Their rebuttals flooded Instagram comments. "This is disgusting. Imagine weaponizing a child's medical condition for views. Jason should be ashamed. Ashamed. Carlissa has been trying to destroy Chrisean since day one. Y'all believe her now? Please." And then came the celebrity reactions, each one only pouring gasoline on the fire. Cardi B jumped on Instagram Live to say, "I don't know all the details. I know the internet too well. One thing about y'all gone take a rumor and turn it into a full Netflix documentary before the truth even comes out. Let that girl breathe." Meanwhile, Boozy Bottas posted a tweet that had everyone talking. "If my kid had a condition, I'd cancel the tour. I don't care how much money I'm making, family first." The industry reaction was just as divided. A few behind-the-scenes producers quietly unfollowed Chrisean on Instagram, while others publicly defended her. Blogs started publishing lists of celebs who picked a side in the Chrisean versus Jason Lee war, turning the controversy into a spectator sport. Then came the wildest twist of the day. A popular YouTube gossip channel uploaded what they claimed were screenshots of a group chat between Chrisean, a former assistant, and a close friend. In the chat, the friend accused the assistant of selling Junior's hospital records to Jason Lee for $15,000. The assistant denied it, but admitted they had mentioned Junior's health to someone who works with Jason. Within hours, the alleged assistant's Instagram was deactivated. Social media went into full conspiracy mode. Was this all orchestrated by someone close to Chrisean? Was the assistant a pawn? Or was this group chat leak just another layer of fabricated chaos to keep the clicks coming? The most chilling moment came when a trending tweet read, "If her own team is leaking on her." Chrisean's not fighting the internet, she's fighting the people in her own circle. By nightfall, mainstream media outlets like TMZ and Complex had joined in. TMZ ran a headline, "Chrisean Rock in Crisis. Allegations of son's neglect and team betrayal swirl online." And as if the media storm wasn't enough, Chrisean's silence, no tweets, no lives, no statements, became its own story. Commentators began saying that the longer she stayed quiet, the harder it would be to control the narrative. But behind the scenes, there were whispers that her silence wasn't just about shock. It was about preparing for something big, something that could flip this story upside down in one move. Because according to one exclusive leak from a blog claiming to be in touch with Chrisean's PR team, she had a video. And if what they were hinting at was true, it wouldn't just clear her name, it would completely ruin the credibility of at least one of her loudest accusers. The only question was, would she actually post it? By now the tension around Chrisean Rock's silence had reached fever pitch. Every minute without a statement was like oxygen feeding a wildfire. But then, just as fans were about to give up hope of hearing from her, a cryptic Instagram story appeared on Chrisean's account. No caption, no explanation, just a black screen. And the sound of someone laughing. The laugh wasn't Chrisean's. In fact, fans immediately began comparing it to Jason Lee's voice. Some swore it was his exact tone, smug, deep, and taunting. 5 minutes later, another story popped up. This time, it was a blurry freeze frame from what looked like security camera footage. The image was too pixelated to make out much, but you could see two figures sitting in what appeared to be a dimly lit lounge. One of them, allegedly the same nurse who had leaked Junior's hospital details. The other, a man in a baseball cap with a phone on the table recording the conversation. The words plastered over the image read, "Receipts." Social media exploded. Fans were convinced this was Chrisean's way of signaling that she had proof the leaks were staged, and worse, that they were part of a setup involving multiple people. Then, in what felt like a coordinated play, a YouTube gossip vlogger named T in the Trap dropped a new upload titled Exclusive. The Jason Lee and nurse meeting footage Chrisean is about to drop. The vlogger claimed they'd spoken to someone in Chrisean's team who confirmed that the video, if posted in full, would show the nurse being paid to tell her story. The person allegedly doing the paying? Not Jason Lee directly, but a third party connected to him through mutual media relationships. Now the public's curiosity turned into pure obsession. Was Jason Lee actually behind this? Or was someone else trying to pit him and Chrisean against each other for clout? Just when things couldn't get wilder, Whack 100 entered the chat. He went live on Clubhouse dropping this bomb. "Man, y'all think it's about the baby, but this about money and control? There's people in Chrisean's ear trying to run her career and she's not listening. So they hitting her where it hurts her image." That statement lit up the conspiracy boards. Suddenly, theories were swirling about labels, brand deals, and a bigger game being played. Meanwhile, on Twitter, the hashtag released the video, hashtag began trending worldwide. Every fan, blogger, and influencer was demanding Chrisean drop the full clip. But here's the twist. She didn't. Instead, Chrisean posted one last story, a simple text that read, "Not tonight, but soon." Very soon, the internet collectively lost its mind. People began live streaming countdowns, predicting when she would post it, dissecting every pixel of the blurry screenshot she'd already shared. And then came the final gut punch of the night. An anonymous account tweeted a still image that they claimed was from the unreleased video. In the shot, the nurse wasn't alone with the man in the baseball cap. Sitting beside them was another figure, a woman with long hair, big sunglasses, and a distinctive gold chain. Fans instantly began matching that chain to public photos. And the name that kept coming up, Carlissa Saffold. The possibility that Blueface's own mother was present during the alleged setup was almost too much for the internet to process. If true, it wouldn't just be a betrayal. It would turn the whole situation into an alt-family civil war. But here's the kicker. No one could confirm it yet. The image was grainy, the angle terrible, and Chrisean remained tight-lipped. Now, the question hanging over everyone's head is, when she finally drops that video, will it vindicate her, destroy her enemies, or blow up in her face completely? And now, we're standing right on the edge of what could be the biggest bombshell Chrisean Rock has ever dropped. It's a mysterious video. Blurry images, whispers of backroom deals, paid sources, and maybe, just maybe, a betrayal from Willow. Inside her own circle. But here's the real question. When that footage finally sees the light of day, is it going to clear Chrisean's name once and for all? Or is it going to raise even more questions about who she can trust and what's really been going on behind closed doors? I want to hear from you right now. Do you think Jason Lee orchestrated this leak from the very start? Was the nurse telling the truth, or was she a pawn in a much bigger game? And if that really was Carlissa in the background, what does that mean for the future of Chrisean's family and Junior's safety? Drop your theories in the comments, don't hold back. I'll be reading every single one. While you're at it, make sure you smash that like button so this story hits every corner of the internet. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because if my sources are correct, the next update is going to be unreal. We're talking leaked audio, hidden text messages, possibly even footage that could shift this entire narrative overnight. And here's the thing, in a drama this messy, there are no final chapters. Every time you think it's over, someone drops another receipt. So stick around. When that video drops, I'll be right here breaking it all down for you, every frame, every angle, every shocking detail. This isn't just celebrity gossip.